Hey guys, I'm John Caveman, and most of my videos have been about my lifted Chevy Tahoe, but I'm going to do something a little bit different in this video. This video is about my trip to California that I just returned from. While I was out there, I bought a Ford truck, and I've already started modifying it. But first, before I get into that, right before I left on that trip, I uploaded a video talking about one of my other videos that had blown up and kind of giving some props to some of you guys and a message to the haters. And also in that video, I talked about my experience at the seat shop. And if you remember my experience, I didn't think it was really great, but I uploaded that video and then I flew out to California. And a few days later, I actually got a call from one of the owners of the seat shop. His name is Matt. He had seen my video, and man, he turned out to be just a really nice, genuine guy who was unhappy that I didn't have a good experience, and he just wanted to see if he could make it better. This dude was really cool, and I have nothing but respect for these people, so I decided to take the video down. And I want to be clear, Matt did not ask me to take it down, but I decided that the last thing I want to do is spread any misinformation. So now that I have new information, I'm going to follow up on that, do a little more research, and fix that video and get it back up for you guys. But I just wanted you to know what was going on and why that video is no longer available at the moment. I just took it down so I can make it right. Now we'll move on to my trip to California and the new truck I bought out there and the mods that I've already done to it. What's up, guys? It is a beautiful morning here at my condo in Palm Springs, California. It's about 6:45 in the morning. Been really busy so far on this trip. I kind of decked out my patio. I put these bush lights in, bought these egg chairs, set up this flame heater, installed some hanging lights here up on the pergola. A lot of stuff, man. Here are my scooters. These things are a blast. So I didn't have a car out here, so every time I come out here I've been renting a vehicle, and that got kind of old, so I decided I wanted to buy a vehicle that I could keep here again, and ended up buying a 2007 Ford F-150. Check it out. Recorded all of those shots by myself using my Mavic 2 Pro drone. I was driving the truck and I had the drone in automation mode following me and tracking my truck. So all of those shots I got by myself. So now I've got the lifted Tahoe on the East Coast and the red Ford on the West Coast. I've never really been into brand loyalty. I think that's more of a marketing ruse. A company is an institution that changes over time, and sometimes the vehicles are good and sometimes they're not. I've had a lot of good and bad experiences with all sorts of brands, so I've always liked the F-150. Trucks are expensive these days, man. These things hold their value really well. I really didn't want to spend, 15, 20 grand on a truck that I'm going to keep out west, and I'm only out there 3 or 4 times a year. So I got a really good deal on this one. I paid $4,500 for it. It's a 2007 F-150 Super Cab Lariat Edition, just 2-wheel drive, and it's in pretty good shape overall. I had to do a few things to it right away, like new brakes, just the regular stuff. But it's got a few dents, a few scratches, the front bumper's banged up. But it's a solid foundation, it runs really well, and you know me, it didn't take long before I was ready to start the mods. I did a few small things I'll talk about in this video, but the biggest mod was swapping the headlight housings with these really awesome Recon projector headlights with the LED daytime running light bar that goes around the outside. They look totally sick. They were hella expensive, but you know how it is. The front of the truck sort of represents the truck. It's the first thing you see, so I tend to spend a little bit more money on the stuff that goes up front. Alright, so very first mod for my new F-150 is this driver's side dash vent. You can see it has vents like this one, and they rotate and move up and down, but the fins for this vent have been broken out. So I looked on YouTube and I found that the easiest way to pop this out is to make a coat hanger like this, and you just reach in here and you just get these little tabs to lift up, and that causes this to free up and you can just slide it right out. So those are the tabs that you free up there. And I had already ordered one on eBay. This is my replacement. I think I spent $15 on this on eBay. So yeah, I should just basically pop right in here, something like this. And that's it. Click, done. Mod number 1 in the books. Peace. It's hard to hold the camera and drive at the same time. Happy New Year! All right, so one of the first things I wanted to do when I got the F-150 back was do something about these pillars here that are kind of faded. So of course jumped on Amazon and found these. Got the scooters in the back and ready to take them to the storage. But yeah, I got these pillar covers. Now one thing I definitely want to point out is that these little covers are not the same. Each one is made for a very specific side, and specifically the front or the back. Make extra sure that you have lined them all up before you take any of this sticky backing off, and make sure that they're all correct in the correct place. So these stupid plastic covers did not come with any instructions. Instead, they came with a stupid ass web address that you're supposed to visit for instructions. Of course, I visited that web address and it says site down or store down for maintenance. So no instructions. So I went ahead and just slapped these on here. And one thing I gotta say, when you're installing these, you do not get a second chance. The second they touch the factory rubber beneath, they are permanent. And for that reason, you can see mine are all crooked as hell. Like this one, see this gap right here? See how much smaller the gap is as it gets to the top? Like these things are just crooked and shitty looking. I'm actually pretty disappointed with this side. But I mean, from a distance, you know, it looks a lot better and no one would even notice unless I pointed it out. But my problem is I'm a details person, and these type of details are the things that drive me absolutely crazy. So this one is much better than the other side. It's still not perfect, but it is a lot better. You can see I've got the corners started here. That way these can be easy to pull off when I'm ready. My advice, start at the bottom when you're installing these and just kind of run your finger up along this to make sure it's lined up with one edge, but line it up at the bottom first and then kind of slowly, as you're lining this up with your finger, push it in. So there's the finished product. Overall, just a super cheap and quick mod. I think it looks a lot better than it did. Kind of annoyed with the install process, really annoyed with the company and their shitty directions. Or by that I mean their unavailable directions. I'll go ahead and stop myself right there. I was a little irritated about the instruction situation, but you know, it was a really inexpensive mod and I think it looks really good. So overall, do recommend. But anyway, on to the headlights. So I found these really sick Recon black smoke LED DRL bar projector headlights on carid.com, and I just really love them. You can see that when I got the truck, it actually had these aftermarket black and chrome headlights already, and they were just kind of scratched up and just weren't looking great. So I decided to go ahead and swap them out, and these new headlights look sick. That LED bar around the outside just looks killer. 10mm socket there, 10mm socket there, and one right there, and that's it. There's a clip behind here that holds the headlight in, but you can just nice and carefully pull it back and that pops out, and that's it. That's what holds the headlight on. So just those three, you know, this one screw and the 3 bolts, and that's it. So that's it. I just twisted it, and there's the HID ballast there. So now this is free. All right, so here's the initial test fitting. Anyone that knows me knows that I'm not going to take a brand new set of $700 headlight housings and then have this yellow ass halogen light that it came with. I can't handle that. So I also ordered some Auxbeam F16 LED lights to swap out in there.
New Recon headlights just installed. I have not hooked up the white bar daytime running light you can see around the outside. Have not hooked that up yet. I'll try to do that tomorrow.
God, how tired do I sound right there? So I never had a chance to finish hooking up the headlights. I never got the daytime running light LED bar hooked up. I never got the aux beam LED lights switched in there. It was just a super busy trip. I'll do that the next time I'm out there. But there were a couple other things I got done while I was out there. I got the driver's side grab handle up front replaced. That's a common thing with these Ford F-150s. That thing tends to break. So I ordered one off eBay. I got that swapped out. If you want more info on that, let me know. I'll do a video on it. I also made a custom mobile phone mount for the dash. You can see it here. If you're interested, I'll do a video on that too. So I'm back on the East Coast now, ready to make some more Tahoe videos. As always, thank you so much for watching. If you haven't already, hit the subscribe button. If you like this video, hit the thumbs up. If you dislike it, hit the thumbs down and tell me why. Tell me what you want to see next, and I'll see you next time. Thanks again.